Good morning everyone. Welcome to English class. Today I am going to discuss the chapter of class plus 2, Journey to the End of the Earth, written by Tishani Doshi. Tishani Doshi was born in Madras in 1975, and in the present piece of her writing she deals with the theme of knowing our present, past and future by knowing about Antarctica continent. She raises many questions, just as the question of global warming, environmental changes and how little things are integral part of our life. Let us know all this through our notes. The narrator talks about her journey to Antarctica, coldest, driest and windiest continent. The group started the journey from Madras. In that journey, they crossed 9 time zones, 6 checkpoints, 3 water bodies including Southern Ocean, Atlantic Ocean and Indian Ocean, and as many ecospheres. Ecosphere means the place where we can find life. After traveling 100 hours, including car journey, ship journey and plane journey, they found themselves on Antarctica. After reaching there, the narrator explains that her first emotion was of relief at Antarctica's expansive landscape and uninterrupted horizon, followed by wonder. That means she felt wonder at the immensity and isolation of this continent, and after that she came to know that India and Antarctica were part of the same landmass. This reality kept him shocked. The narrator explains the history of Gondwana Island. She explains that about 650 million years ago, Gondwana supercontinent existed, and it was centered around present-day Antarctica. She also explains that at that very time there were no humans, and the warmer the atmosphere was very hot. There was a huge variety of flora and fauna. That means there were different type of animals and vegetations, and dinosaurs were also there at that time. But with the passage of time, dinosaurs wiped out and the age of mammals got underway, and the landmass that is called Gondwana Island was forced to separate into countries. The narrator gives utter importance to visit to Antarctica by saying that it is appropriate to visit Antarctica to know the present, past and future of our earth, and it is also important to understand the significance of Cordilleran faults and how the mountains are formed. It is also important to understand the importance of ozone and carbon. That means every little thing is important. It also plays a vital role to know about evolution and extinction. Evolution means gradual development and extinction means to disappear from the earth. Now it is mind-boggling to know that India pushed northward and jammed against Asia to buckle its crust from Himalayas to form Himalayas. What it means is that India pushed itself northward and jammed against Asia, and to buckle its crust means to turn outer part to form Himalayas, and in the same process South America drifted off to join North America, and it opened a Drake Passage and kept Antarctica frigid, desolate, and at the bottom of the desolate means a place where nobody is found, that means in isolation. As the narrator is a sun worshipping South Indian, she explains that it was a chilling prospect for her to spend 2 weeks at such a place where 90% of Earth's total sea volumes are stored. That means it was a chilling prospect, not only as far as the matter of metabolical needs are concerned, but also for the thinking process, means where the thinking of a man stops after seeing the disturbance and the melting of icebergs there. She explains that it was just like a ping pong ball and devoid of human signs. That means no human could be seen there. There were no trees and billboards and buildings, and one can see the visual scale from microscopic to mighty, from mighties and mites to the blue whales, and one can see the austral summer light and a ubiquitous silence that was interrupted only by occasional avalanche. Occasional avalanche means when an iceberg occasionally starts melting, and only at that time the silence was disturbed. So seeing all these things visually in front of one's eyes was just like a chilling prospect for the narrator and for all the 52 members of the group. In the next phase of the chapter, the narrator wants to show the impact of the arrival of humans on this earth. Human civilization, she says, have been around for a paltry 12,000 years. That means it's a short time in comparison to the geological clock, and in this short time also human beings managed to create commotion, havoc, chaos, and their dominance over nature. They have tried to harm nature at their best to fulfill their desires. The rapid increase in population has left other species battling for limited sources. That means they have overused the resources, the natural sources, and this condition has left other species to fight themselves for the limited sources left for them. The unmitigated burning of the fossil fuels to fulfill their desires is slowly but surely increasing global temperature, and the climate change has been the topic of debate. It's the burning issue of the day, and many questions have been asked by the narrator. Will the West Antarctic ice sheet melt entirely? Will it be the end of the earth? That means due to the working of human beings, will it be the end of the earth? And prior to their presence, this place was pristine, this place was sacred one, but their presence have made it dirty. And it is also crucial to know our history and what our future will be. Will it be the end of the earth? Will it be the end of life on this planet? These questions have been asked to us, and to create an awareness for making this beautiful earth an intact place to live at. The narrator is hopeful of positive changes when she talks about a programmed expedition entitled Students on Ice that is headed by Canadian Geoff Green. She explains that Geoff Green tried taking celebrities and retired rich persons to the end of the world, end of the earth, but he got tired soon, and with a hope he started taking high school students, the future policy makers, to the end of the world, because he found them that they are ready to absorb, learn, and most importantly act. And he wants to clarify, the narrator wants to clarify that seeing glaciers melting, sitting in a comfortable zone is a different thing, and having visualization of those icebergs melting and retreating in front of our eyes is really a different thing, and by seeing them one can understand how real the danger of global warming is, and the activities of human beings are actually creating a bad atmosphere and enriching global warming. That is not a good sign for human beings as well as for all the flora and fauna in the world. The narrator wants to prove her point that little change in environment can bring big repercussions, and to prove this point she gives an example of microscopic phytoplankton. It is a type of grass, and in this type of grass there are single celled plants. This grass nourishes and maintains entire southern ocean's food chain, and actually these plants take energy from sun to assimilate carbon and helps in photosynthesis, and this process of photosynthesis maintains the food chain of the complete ocean. And she also wants to warn us that scientists warn against it, and they say that a further depletion in ozone layer will be irreparable if the harm that is being done to the marine birds and animals will bring irreparable loss to the people and to the earth also. So when we need to focus on this point, and when we need to preserve all these plants, and we need to encourage the process of photosynthesis by helping ourselves. There occurred many incidents during the expedition of that group to Antarctica. The narrator talks about such one fascinating and amazing incident that occurred there, and it occurred when Sokolsky, the vessel, the ship, wedged herself in a thick white stretch of ice between the peninsula and Tadpole Island. At that time, all the 52 members of the group were instructed to climb down the gangplank and walk on the ocean. The same was done by all the members. They climbed down and started walking on the ocean. They could feel below their feet a thick ice pack, and underneath that they were able to feel 180 meters of living, breathing salt water. Everything was clear, and they were able to see the things clearly, what was inside the ice and what was underneath that. They were able to see the seals that were stretching and sunning themselves, as we can see other animals basking in a plain area. The narrator actually wants to convey the idea that every little thing has its own importance in making of the environment, but she is having a doubt in her mind whether Antarctica were to become the warm place that it once used to be, when there were no human beings and when there were dinosaurs and there was a huge variety of flora and fauna. And she is having a doubt in her mind, and she asks a question, will we be around to see it? Means if it happened, it is sure that we will not be able to understand and see the things that are happening right now. So we need to take care of all the things. Hence, the narrator, the author of the chapter, has successfully and beautifully portrayed the theme of the chapter, and the theme, as I have told earlier also, is to pay attention, to spread awareness regarding global warming and the activities that are being performed by human beings to fulfill their desires, and how it is necessary for the young minds to understand it, and when they will be assigned the task of making policies, they will keep it in mind and make such policies that will be able to preserve the environment and will provide an intact and a suitable place to live to the posterity. Okay, it's the chapter. Like, share and subscribe the channel and keep quenching the thirst of knowledge in your mind. Thank you very much.